Our group came here for many reasons, personal reasons and overall. But I think the group, as madrikhs and representatives of Ezra, want, in order to be leaders and the representatives of the Russian, Jewish, American community, want to come to better understand, again, their role, the role of Israel, Judaism, and being able to learn more about the nation of Israel, Jewishness, everything that ties into it, including the Russian character, given immigration experience for most people, tying that back in and learning about that here, we can now take that and share that with the rest of the community.
It's of great importance for Ezra to position itself on a level like this where they can present themselves to the Israeli politicians and leaders as a big organization, as an organization that's there to make change and to make progress in the Russian American community.
I think most importantly, we got a chance to introduce ourselves and thereby introduce a community that exists in New York and in the U.S. at large, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, etc. Being able to actually meet people just as it's really important for us, it's the same thing for other people. So I think the people we've met with here, both politicians and people who aren't politicians, whether they work at funds, organizations, or live in Sderot or somewhere else, we really got a chance to talk to those people, introduce ourselves, tell them both what we do in the framework of Ezra and what we do in our lives in general.
I'm very glad to meet the leaders of Ezra here in Jerusalem after meeting the Ezra movement a couple of years ago, just in the beginning, and I'm very encouraged from the growth in the movement and the commitment of the leaders to lead the movement for further achievement for the benefit of the Jewish people all over the world.
The most memorable moment was really, to me personally, was meeting with Bibi Netanyahu. Personally, it's a politician that I support, and he's a great guy. It was really great to see him kind of sitting around the room with all of us, interested in what we do, asking us questions, and really seemed like he was interested in what Ezra stands for, and just hear him kind of talk about that.
Now recognize their roots, their identity, and their attachment to Israel is a very good thing, and that doesn't happen by itself. It happens because somebody makes it happen.
Добрый день, я буду очень короток и в первую очередь свои слова адресую лидерам молодежного движения Ezra, которые здесь присутствуют. Я не политик, и поэтому могу сказать то, что думаю. Я в первый раз в Sderot в качестве лидера, не солдата, не журналиста, и мне очень важно сказать. Я хочу принести извинения сегодня жителям Sderot за то, что еврейский народ, за то, что еврейское государство превратило Sderot в то, чем является сегодня Sderot. За то, что еврейское государство в 1948 году, когда было создано, обещало взять на себя ответственность и охранять и защищать евреев, живущих в Израиле в диаспоре, и так и не выполнил своего обещания. За то, что еврейская диаспора позволяет Израилю превращать Sderot в то, во что он сегодня превратился. И для меня, как для израильтянина и для солдата, совершенно очевидно, что еврейский народ заплатит огромнейшую цену за то, что сделал со Sderot. Следующим будет Ашкелон, за ним кто-то еще, что-то еще. Все мы когда-то будем расплачиваться огромными ценами за все, что мы сегодня сделали. И мне очень важно, чтобы молодые лидеры, которые здесь сегодня присутствуют, вернувшись в Америку, понимали, знали это и передавали это своим воспитанникам и будущему поколению лидеров молодежного движения Ezra. Спасибо большое.
I think one of the most memorable aspects of the trip was the trip out to Sderot. Again, going back to the idea of coming back to the U.S. with something that is truly unique. Certainly the meetings with politicians were that, but Sderot is not on any itinerary for any birthright trip, and it's not somewhere you're likely to end up by accident. I think very few people in the world can say they've been there, and it was a very impactful trip, not just because we came and we saw, but we actually got a chance to talk to people, which was sort of a hallmark of this trip entirely. Is that you didn't just go to a place and look at it, you went to a place, you looked at it, and you talked to people, and that's something we're going to take back with us.
The most, I think, was the highlight when we went to Sderot, and we spoke to people who live there, and we saw the real life in Israel, and I think most of us understood what we could do to help.
I'm hoping that this seminar will grow to a different height. I mean, it's already on a substantial level, but I'm hoping that it's going to get even bigger, and hopefully the next visitors will get to see other leaders in Israel, and will be even more influential than right now. I personally believe if Russian-speaking people in U.S. will not realize that about their own identity, they will probably get lost within one generation or another.
We came here to represent the Russian Jewish community. We would like the Russian Jewish community to grow, to slow the assimilation rate. At this point it's really high, and I think we actually fulfilled our goal this week. We are trying to create a Russian Jewish community, community in the full sense of the word, where Russian Jews can come and mingle, talk to each other, discuss different ideas, and feel like they're at home and have a sense of belonging. They can discover their sense of identity, their Jewish identity.
Я думаю, что ребята, участники этого семинара, привезут с собой обратно знания, привезут с собой мотивацию дальше продолжать работать с подрастающим поколением, привезут с собой очень много теплоты по отношению к государству Израиль, любви к этому государству, к этой земле. В конечном итоге это повлияет на то, что русские евреи в Америке будут поддерживать Израиль все больше и больше.
Me personally, like many people in this group, I have questions about my Jewishness, my own kind of background. Especially growing up in the U.S., surrounded by a lot of Russian immigrants, I want to learn more about myself. And what better place to learn about Judaism and my own Jewishness than in Israel, of all places. And of course, being around this group seemed like a great forum to kind of help me learn more about who I am, my own identity.
I think what happened while we were here is we realized that this trip took Ezra to the next level, and it's actually very exciting, and it's really hard to imagine what Ezra will accomplish in the next 5 years with its exponential successful growth in the last 5 years. So for me personally, I'm just excited to be part of this trip, part of this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing the future.
The memory that I take back from this trip with Ezra is that I actually got to see Israel in more of its real terms. I actually got to meet the real people who run the country and the real people who make impact on this country. It wasn't just a tour around the country to see the places and the people and how they interact with each other and live in this place, but more we finally got to see who runs the place and who makes the decisions.
I think that a lot of people saw that we actually exist and Russian Jewish community exists.
Ezra has done a great job over the last 5 years, but by meeting with all those people, we really sort of securing the future next 5-10 years in Ezra, and it really has a way of shaping the Russian Jewish community in America. We'll be able to take more groups to Israel. We'll be able to come up with more follow-up programs.
The future of the Jewish people around the world.
Thank you, Ezra.
יום יפה, הרוח מלטפת, אפשר להתחיל מההתחלה. Просила вызвать скорую